There was a man named Elias, known by few, but marked by life as someone who seemed to be born in the middle of a storm. From an early age, everything around him appeared to challenge his very existence. Nothing came easy, nothing fell from the sky, and nothing happened without pain. His life was like navigating the high seas with waves that insisted on capsizing his boat every single day. As a child, Elias learned the weight of loneliness. He grew up without support, without structure, without anyone to guide him. But inside him there was something different, a small, almost imperceptible flame that, even on the darkest days, refused to go out. It was his silent will to keep going even when everything told him it wasn't worth it. Throughout his life, the storms grew larger. Elias faced poverty, loss, humiliation, and so many closed doors he couldn't even count them. With each fall, it seemed like life was asking, "Are you going to stop here?" And Elias, even when hurt, even when tired, even when broken inside, would answer with his actions. He kept going. Over time, he discovered something powerful. He realized that the storms weren't there to destroy him, but to reveal who he truly was. Every wave that tried to drown him ended up pushing him further from the shore he came from. Every pain molded him. Every difficulty strengthened him. Elias understood that he couldn't control the wind, but he could adjust the sails. It was during one of his most difficult moments, when it seemed he would finally be swallowed by the storm, that something inside him changed. It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't luck. It wasn't someone extending a helping hand. It was him finally realizing the strength he had always possessed, the strength that was dormant, the strength that only awakens when you face what you fear most. Elias began to turn his own shipwrecks into bridges. He started to see that his pain could be a light for other people who were also drowning in silence. And then he did what few have the courage to do. He shared his journey, not as a victim, but as an example that no one has to surrender to the storm they're facing. With every person he helped, something shifted within him. The same life that once seemed to push him to the bottom now allowed him to become a lighthouse, not because the storms disappeared, but because he had learned to navigate through them with wisdom, faith, and courage. Over time, Elias stopped fearing the waves. He knew new storms would come, because that's how life works. But now he was prepared, not because he was stronger than the sea, but because he had finally understood his value, his purpose, and his ability to transform pain into growth. His journey became an inspiration to many, and the message he always repeated was simple, yet powerful. The storm passes. It always passes. And when it goes away, you realize it wasn't the end. It was the beginning of the new you. And so Elias continued his walk, firm, resilient, and aware that every challenge he faced left a mark not of destruction, but of evolution. He became living proof that those who cross storms don't come out the same. They come out stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever comes next. And if this message has touched you, it's perhaps because, just like Elias once was, you might be facing your own waves right now. And as difficult as it may seem, as tired as you may be. Remember this: there is always a light waiting for you, just after the storm. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with someone who might need to hear it. See you next time.